Oh, you thought we were done? We're not done, baby. We got two Titans coming in, playoff teams from the East, gearing up, ready to go, horn to horn, here in the great state of Texas. Welcome to UFL Coast to Coast on BFN. The Miami Pirates come to town to take on the Dallas Talons. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Glad to have you along for Season 2 of UFL action. Eric Benson alongside my good buddy Josh Circle and co-founder Cameron Irvine back at BFN HQ. Zerk, good to have you, my friend. This is going to be a fun one.
Oh my God, Eric, we are back. We've brought a great game of football with us. A game we were deprived of a year ago. Miami and Dallas finishing 1-2 in the Great East Conference last year. Never met in the regular season and never met in the postseason after Miami's shocking first-round exit. But here we are, finally, Miami and Dallas locking horns tonight.
And we're going to start things off with the home team getting possession of the football. The Talons will take it out of their own end zone. Good return out past the 20-yard line. They'll get out to the 25 and the 26, and we will see Cameron Duty come back and lead the troops for this Talons offense.
Cameron Duty leading the defending Eastern Conference champion Dallas Talons.
And we'll start things off with a Jaden Swift carry of 6 yards as we get a look at who Dallas added over the offseason. Jaden Swift and Ezra Swift both coming over from Cleveland. DJ Kilgan and a huge piece coming over from LA. And then we've got Josh Payne, outside linebacker. We'll get a look at him later, the rookie, as we get a pass incomplete intended for Rashad Lockley. And we'll get our first look at the offense for the Talons.
Yeah, you mentioned Ezra Swift coming over in free agency from Cleveland. Neil Rivers, though, it's amazing that he gets as much action as he does. He had 2 touchdowns in the UFL championship game where Dallas fell just short against champion Dakota.
Had 8 touchdowns total last season for the Talons. He is a big target in this offense. Duty gonna throw to a wide open man, and that's Lockley. Missed him on the last play, got him on that one. First down, Dallas.
You're talking about the UFL championship game. Lockley was locked down by that Dakota defense, but not the case here. Great ball from Duty, and Lockley running that slant route, getting his team into plus territory. Maybe the most explosive receiver in the UFL right there, Rashad Lockley.
He made a ton of explosive plays just a season ago, one of which I remember calling vividly. Just caught the ball within 2 defenders, made a move, huge play for a touchdown. As we go play action here, and Duty leads his intended receiver a little too far. Neil Rivers, the intended target. Let's look at the Pirates defense.
Miami had some additions of their own on the defensive side of the ball. Specifically Trey Alleman, who comes in at CB1. But the usual suspects, Rip Cubey, Robert Crone, Dexter Murdoch on that Miami defensive line. A formidable group, especially when you consider how potent Miami is on the offensive side of the ball.
And both these teams looking to get back to the playoffs here in Season 2. 2nd and 10. Duty. Clean pocket, throws a crosser, incomplete. He was looking for Lockley once more, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
And Duty getting plenty of time to throw. We haven't mentioned some of the interior offensive line improvements that Dallas has made, but they are holding firm so far. Duty just maybe a little jittery from the receiver standpoint.
3rd and 10, he's retreating. Watch out, here he goes, down he goes. Rip QB getting to the quarterback, 9-yard loss, and a 4th and long for Dallas.
And just as we're talking about the interior line, Rip QB, bottom of your screen, number 90, comes around the right edge with nice little rip technique, swimming around, and he's got a clean shot. That's one you dream about. You don't expect to see it in the opening drive of a game, but Rip QB got one right there. A fantastic sack that's going to stifle the drive for Dallas.
Had a big chunk play to Rashad Lockley to keep things going out to midfield. And then the drive stalls as Dallas punts it away. Terry Strong, the punter, deep punt. A little bit too deep as it goes into the end zone. That will be a touchback. We'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line for Miami. And we will see Rob Crone come out in the gun. High snap and a draw play met right at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. And we'll get a look at this Miami offense.
Yeah, Biletsky, the star of the show, especially the run game, averaged over 100 yards per game last season. And they improved on the offensive line as well. Brendan Lucier coming over from Cincinnati, and Adam DeRise, another free agent, joining the Pirates from Albuquerque.
No gain on that draw play to Biletsky. We'll see what they have in store on second down. A little bit of motion as Crone drops back to pass for his first time, and he'll get a completion out to his target, Terrell Cooper. And we'll get a look at the Dallas defense here.
The Dallas defense, of course, propelled them to the UFL championship a season ago. And some replacements in the linebacking core. Derek Marsh replacing Julian Heim, and also Josh Payne and Scotty Scruggs. Free agents coming over from Los Angeles, not to mention DJ Kilgannon, setting the edge, a free agent from LA.
A lot of pieces defensively for Dallas to work with here, and now they've got a 3rd and 7 to tee off on. Crone. He wants it all. Deep shot. Open man overthrew him. Was looking for Buck Wild, and that's going to force a punt for Miami.
Crone trying to take a shot. He knows he's got a reputation to uphold, thinking, hey, I paced this entire league in offensive yards and points last year. Got to make something happen here on the first drive. And Buck Wild had a step, but Crone couldn't find him.
Not to mention touchdowns. 32 touchdowns to only 10 picks last season for Robert Crone. But a 3-and-out to start things off for the Pirates, as Dallas will get the punt return, only maybe a couple of yards, and they will take over at the 31-yard line.
And of course, Dallas making the UFL championship. We called that game, Eric, and we really did save the best for last season. What an outstanding game. Went to overtime. Dallas actually led that game 14-0 in the first half. Dakota marched back to tie it 21-21 with less than 6 minutes to play. And Cameron Duty threw an OT that Dakota capitalized on to win the championship.
And Duty wants it all. He's got it all. Get it into the end zone. Touchdown, Talons. Freddie Grady.
Cameron Duty once again a clean pocket. Just fires it into the heavens. And Freddie Grady, who has a step on his man and what might have been a busted coverage, almost walks into the end zone. Freddie Grady making it look good. Dallas on the board first.
Micah Steiner, the safety in coverage, just could not come up with it. Couldn't stay with him. The longest touchdown today in any game that we have seen. 69 yards to the hizzy.
That's what both of these offenses do. They make it look easy, but it's usually not that easy.
And just like that, 8 seconds later, Dallas taking advantage. We got your over 50. We got your 7 marked off on those bingo sheets. Be sure to reset those from earlier if you played during the game day gauntlet. Those do not carry over to right now. However, any numbers from tonight will carry over into our next coast-to-coast game. So be sure to keep things going for both of our coast-to-coast matchups that we have tonight.
And if you win at bingo, Eric said he will give you his cat.
Oh, no, I can't do
I believe that's what you said.
No,
I believe that's what the contract states.
Man, I'm going to have to go back through that again. Oliver's going to be pissed.
This is why you hire lawyers.
Run for Bullet Biletsky going nowhere to start things off. Devon Palmer getting in there for the stop. Technically no gain. It's going to bring up second down.
Robert Crone getting a little antsy. He knows that he's going to find a way to get some points. He's already in a hole here, 7-0.
Keeping it on the ground. Bullet, a couple of yards there. Not a good start for this run game here for the Pirates, bringing up a 3rd and 8 now.
You think about those heightened expectations, and it almost makes week one, not that you wouldn't be fired up anyway, just so much easier. You know you got Miami coming into your building. You know this defense is going to be fired up and ready to play.
Well, there's the conversion there. Finds Buck Wild past the sticks. He'll get a couple extra yards for good measure, and that'll be a fresh set of downs for Miami.
And Buck Wild, he's one of these guys that has his work cut out for him as well, not just with other teams, but facing players on his own team with Terrell Cooper and now the rookie Doc Holliday coming in, looking to take touches away from him. Buck Wild, though, coming through in the clutch, showing why he is, at least for now, still wide receiver 1 in Miami.
And Can't forget about Tiberius Bovine Jr., 6'5", 245, big target at tight end there. And you know Crone will be looking his way as he hands off to Biletsky, trying to get a little bit of that run game going, but Dallas is doing a good job with defending the interior of the field.
And we mentioned Derek Marsh, who's replacing Julian Heim, who had a monster game when he was at Florida playing against Dallas. Tell you more about that in a second.
As Biletsky gets another couple of yards there. Yeah, Marsh taking over that middle linebacker spot for sure.
And Marsh, when he played Dallas, had 8 tackles and 3 passes broken up. And when he became available as a free agent, that was a player that Dallas made sure to pounce on and put into their own linebacking core.
Crone throws into double coverage, incomplete. He was looking for Cooper. And that's going to be another 4th down. So not a 3 and out. A little bit of progression here for the Miami offense, but it's still not good enough. They'll have to punt.
Yeah, still not quite sick. You see Crone, plenty of time to throw. Not the best decision there, finding Cooper in double coverage. Not a great ball either, although to be fair, that's outstanding defense by Jordan Palmer, the free safety.
Yeah, both Palmer and Blades in there making plays on the football, so nowhere to go. 4th down and 3. And no man's land. We'll see another punt for Miami. This one, a bit of a shank from Massa. Goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line, so Dallas going to have good field position here for drive number 3.
Yeah, Massa trying to coffin corner that, realized that he couldn't hit it full bore, or he would have put it through the back of the end zone. He tried to aim it for the corner, and he missed it the wrong direction.
So Duty from the empty, going to hit a little hitch route to Neil Rivers, spin move, and he'll get close to the line to gain. Gain of 8, bringing up 2nd and 2.
We're talking about Rashawn Lockley and his game-breaking abilities, but Neil Rivers, for my money, might be the best receiving tight end in the UFL. He seems to come up with clutch catches, can come up with yardage after the catch. But whenever Cameron Duty seems to be in a bind, Neil Rivers is usually there to bail him out.
And it goes for everything from a hitch route to a post route, and he works that middle of the field to perfection. I would agree with you there. 2nd and 2. Ooh, dangerous pass there. Good coverage by the safety Steiner, trying to make up for that deep ball that he got mossed on that touchdown.
Micah Steiner coming up to play that screen and nearly came away with a reception of his own.
3rd and 2, Duty, short drop, throws, catch made, and that should be enough for the 1st down as he gets it to Craig Branch.
You know, Duty coming through and needed 2 yards and just barely got it. They're going to give Branch the forward progress on that reception. You see that pass rush coming in a little more furiously. Rip QB looking for another sack. Nearly found his way to Duty before he got rid of that football.
Good coverage across the board here from both of these teams. I mean, obviously the deep touchdown pass aside, really that's been the only large play that we have seen from either of these offenses. Duty, 1st and 10. He's in trouble, and the ball is out. Big Hefty got it, and he's not going to go much of anywhere. Ezra Swift picking up the fumble and trying to make a little magic happen, but a 6-yard loss.
And Swift didn't realize he was going to have to carry the ball when he came to Dallas. Duty puts it on the ground, and Swift is like, hey, why not? Let's see if we can get a couple yards out of this. But that was 95. That's Dexter Murdoch coming through on the swipe. And Duty looked like he just had it wrenched out from him as Murdoch was falling away. Very fortunate that Swift was on the scene to recover.
We saw a similar sack to poor Adam Wiseman in the Chicago game earlier. He's still feeling that one. As Duty resets, fires, finds the man who caught that deep ball, Freddie Grady, and it'll set up a 3rd and management.
A nice job by Grady to get that back into a 3rd and medium situation after the fumble. And Duty puts it on the ground. This time the ball doesn't touch the ground. Grady gets him the yardage that he needs. And now you can almost open the playbook wide open here with only 5 yards to gain.
Grady is the type of guy you want to target on the short and medium routes. He is a speedy guy. 3rd and 5. Duty throws sideline. Great grab along that near sideline.
Shane
Looked
Vincent.
like Rivers for a second, but Shane Vincent, yes, absolutely, makes the grab.
And Once again, Duty throwing from a clean pocket. And the receiver right there on the side. We have Vincent on our roster that says Vance on the back of the player's jersey. We'll have to get that sorted out at some point. But either way, a great catch. Worthy of praise, whatever his name is.
It looks like we're going to go ahead and get a booth review here from the officials, just making sure that he got both feet in bounds. Certainly looked good from our vantage point.
Need to get a booth review on his jersey. What is this guy's name? We should know this. We're professionals.
I know, right? Well, this is live TV, so. It's a V name. We know that.
86, we have Shane Vincent, but he's listed as a fullback. I'm pretty sure that is not a fullback.
A little skinny for a fullback. Well, we'll have to double check with the Talons team and see if we can get an updated file from them. They're going to call that a catch, call it a first down here, Josh.
Well, I'm just fine with that and moving on as Camera Duty marches his team into field goal range.
Oh, nice move there, and continuing to make good moves is Jaden Swift, the offseason acquisition from Cleveland, in a tough 7-yard run.
It's nice of Dallas to finally hand the ball to their free agent from Cleveland, Jaden Swift, waiting patiently and not touching the ball for the first time until less than 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
Play action for Duty. Plenty of time. Time's running out, and down he goes. QB was sack number 2.
And QB is just absolutely relentless. It doesn't matter where he's facing it, inside the line or around the edge. It goes around the edge this time. He's double teamed. You can see him in the picture right there. And eventually the block fades. And QB just punching away at the Dallas offensive line. Gets to Camera Duty once again for his second sack of the game.
Definitely more of an effort sack than the previous one. That one, he had to work for that one.
That was a yeoman-like sack, indeed.
Absolutely. 3rd and long now. Duty, again, pressure in his face, and down he goes. There's the other one. Dexter Murdoch, he's now got sack number 2.
And whereas QB was just kind of chipping away, Murdoch just rushes in there like a bull. No chance of containing that guy. It's almost like he saw a refrigerator at the other end of the field and couldn't wait to open it up and see what was in there.
It's a good day at the office for defense when you got both of your edge rushers with 2 sacks early on in the ball game.
And that sack might have, I was going to say, might take him out of field goal range, but somebody needs to tell Corey Ruth that.
59-yard attempt is going to be short and left. No good.
And it did take them out of field goal range. And you see Ruth trying to get the 4-iron on it. Not a lot of loft on this kick. And then for his trouble, pulled it left as well.
Actually looked like it might have cleared that. It might have if it was accurate. But like you said, those long field goal attempts are always tough because it is like hitting a 4-iron. There is no sort of loft whatsoever on that thing, just dead straight. And this one just listed lazily to the left as Crone goes back to work, finds his man. And that's going to be a fresh set of downs for the Pirates as he finds the rookie, Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday, welcome to the stat sheet. Welcome to the UFL, young man. Nice little crossing route there. Takes a little contact for his trouble. Sure, the first of many we will see from Doc Holliday.
17-yard catch is certainly a good way to start your UFL career.
Yes, it is.
Good balance from the Pirates so far. 5 pass plays, 5 running plays. Here's number 6 as Biletsky gets his best run of the evening as he pounds the ball near the 20-yard line, mark him at the 23.
And that's when Biletsky gets dangerous, when the blocks are set and he's got a head of steam. He's running around off tackle right there. The lettuce flowing out of that helmet, so majestic. He's like a mare prancing through a field.
Here we go.
A thoroughbred. Looking for his bowl of oats in the end zone.
What a way to end the first quarter with that comment. Dallas up 7-0 off of a 69-yard bomb to Freddie Grady. You're watching UFL Coast to Coast on VFN. Eric Vincent alongside my good buddy Josh Circle here in the broadcast booth. UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine back at VFN HQ as Biletsky gets another carry for 4.
Biletsky, we've mentioned already, 100-yard a game type of running back, one of the elite backs in this league and an elite piece of Miami's offense.
Better looking run there for Bullet as he gets close to the first down marker. It's going to be 3rd and very short. They'll call it 2. And this will open up the playbook for the Pirates offense.
You can see them going with Biletsky here again, even out of the shotgun.
And that's exactly what they'll do. Biletsky trying to find some room off tackle, but Dallas slams the door shut. Elijah Blades getting in there for the tackle. No gain, and it's going to be a field goal attempt here for Miami.
Yeah, Blades a free agent out of Houston. Abandons his assignment, knows he has safety help, comes up to face the run. Knows it's a short yardage situation. It does a nice job of wrapping Biletsky up. Smacks him right in the hat for his trouble as well.
Billy Sawatsky with a 32-yard attempt here. Good snap, good hold, and it is up and it is through. So 32 and 3 now off the board on your bingo cards.
And I think that's going to go a long way for Miami. Get some points on the board, get some of the jitters out. We saw Crone and company very antsy in the first drive or two. And now that they finally on the board, pulling within 4 points, I think we're going to see some settling down on that Miami Pirates sideline. Obviously still thinking in the back of their heads about a promise unfulfilled, winning the Great East Conference last season. It had Milwaukee down 24-20 with 1:27 to play. No timeouts. And Milwaukee came back to win that game. And Milwaukee's not even participating in this UFL season, but Miami is. And they want to get back to the postseason and make amends.
Yeah, both of these teams were titans in the Great East Conference, and we're seeing it right now. I mean, both these edges for Miami have come to play today in Dexter Murdoch and Rip Cuby, both of them tallying 2 sacks. Dexter Murdoch with a strip sack. Could have ended up in a turnover, but both these defenses playing extremely well, extremely tight, and that's why we got a tight ball game sitting at 7-3 here early in the second quarter. As we get another carry for Jaden Swift. Not a whole lot doing there, a couple of yards, second down.
And we're seeing both of these teams almost reluctantly get back to the run, trying to find some balance in this offense. You mentioned Miami's run-pass ratio. Dallas not doing quite that well so far.
What a hit there. Absolute obliteration by Robert Crone. Just absolute. Go ahead and tell him, Josh, where'd they send him?
They sent him to the Shadow Realm. I mean, that is just blown up. And after he almost gets blown up himself there by Kevin Lippett, Crone goes and delivers some punishment on his own, passing the savings along to the running back.
Huge shot there, 3rd and 9, flag on the play, finds Rivers short of the line to gain. We'll see what the penalty marker's about, and it's going to be a holding on Dallas. So Miami will seemingly decline this one, making it a 4th and 3, and Dallas will have to punt.
Still no penalties accepted in this game so far.
Relatively clean game. It's our first marker in total that we have seen, as we get a return by Holiday out across the 15 to the 16-yard line, and Miami will get a shot at possibly taking the lead here in the second quarter.
The worst field position from either team, for either team so far at this point. Not quite in the shadow of his own goalpost, but Rob Crone definitely facing a long field here.
Well, they're coming out and empty, 5 wide. Crone taking a deep shot near sideline, incomplete. Was a little bit too juiced up for his intended target, and that's going to be a second down.
Rob Crone really has a chore trying to balance all these receivers he has on his team, to say nothing of Tiberius Bovine Jr.
A lot of weapons for him to work with. on this offense. Play action here for Crone on second down. Clean pocket. He wants to unleash the dragon, and he's got him in. It's Buck Wild into Dallas territory. Huge completion of 52 yards.
That's exactly what you want. Buck Wild finding a way to get loose again, this time against Jordan Palmer. And Crone getting all kinds of time. You can see Wild just turning it up downfield. And that is a picture-perfect pass. 1 foot in either direction. It's either out of bounds or over his head.
Back to work. Crone throws far sideline. Complete. Wild once more, this time for a gain of 5.
And I wonder if this is something that Crone is just factored back to getting Buck Wild more targets here instead of Cooper or even the rookie Holiday.
Going back to the ground game. Good spin move here for Biletsky as he gets close to the UFL red zone. Going to mark him right at the 20-yard line. First down.
Just when Dallas is worried about the pass, they run Biletsky on the draw. I'm not sure there's a guy in the UFL that runs the draw as well as Biletsky.
We've seen it here tonight thus far. Biletsky, nowhere to go that time. It was good pursuit by the Dallas defense. Herschel Beasley getting in there for the stop on that one. Second down.
Nice stop. Dallas trying to psych themselves up. Know that Miami is already within field goal range. Need a stop and maybe a turnover.
Back to the empty on second down. Throws incomplete. Oh! Could have come up as an interception. There's your boy Derek Marsh. Could have possibly come up with the ricochet, but it's third down.
Marsh knows he would have taken points off the board if he'd come up with that. It's just a step away and watch the ball hit the turf.
Crone from the gun on 3rd and 10. He's going to check it down to Biletsky, who just falls to the turf. Only a gain of maybe a yard, and that's going to be a 4th down. We'll see another field goal attempt for Miami.
Well, not a horrible end to the drive, I should say. You kept your team in field goal range, and now you got a chance to pull within a point.
36-yard field goal attempt this time for Sawatsky, and it is up and through. 36-6. Now off your bingo cards.
Sawatsky, just a steady Freddy, just pumping it down there. That's what you love to see out of your place kicker. You don't see a lot of misses in this league from that distance. But we're this early in the game and you're still got the jitters going, it feels good to actually put that through, even if it is just from 36 yards.
Yeah, get your UFL gear at UFLshop.com, stocked with the best tees, sweatshirt, flags, and more. A printful partnership, all made in the USA for easy shipping. It's UFL you can wear at UFLshop.com. Another deep kickoff, and we'll bring this out to the 20-yard line for Dallas. Up by 1 here at home with just under 6 to go here in the opening half.
You see the numbers there for Cameron Duty. A strong start. I know they only have 1 touchdown to show for it, but this is the kind of production you want to see. You want to keep moving the ball down the field, keep your defense on the sideline as much as you can.
Duty back to the air. What a grab there in the middle of traffic. The linebacker, Devin Utek, was right there to make a play, but the receiver just held on through contact. Taylor with a 10-yard grab.
Love to see guys catching balls in traffic, and that was a very contested catch.
Play action for Duty. Blitz coming. He's going to check it down to Swift, who makes a toe drag swag along the Miami sideline, and it's going to be a catch and a first down.
Nice to see a little versatility out of Swift. You can already tell that he's going to have to fight for every touch that he gets in this offense.
He's going to get a touch on the ground here. Again, nothing doing. Both these teams struggling to get their ground games going as Kenneth McGee makes a stop there for Miami.
Yeah, McGee, part of this linebacking core that everybody in Miami should be really excited about now. McGee and Demetrius Coleman, both of them joining the Pirates in free agency from last season.
2nd and 9. Duty throws a slant. Catch is made. Lockley trying to find a little space. Actually, it's Freddie Grady with another grab. Looked like he could have possibly busted that one, Josh, but it's a first down.
Yeah, Freddie Grady had the legs churning, Looked like he was about to get away. Fortunately for Miami, the defender was able to hang on.
Off tackle run. Plenty of room for blocking here for Jaden Swift, and it's going to be close to a first down. Make it 2nd and an next start.
And 5 carries now on the game for Swift. Not a lot of volume for your running back in the first half, but if Dallas wants to hang on to this lead, they want Swift fresh for the end of the game.
Run here will get the first down. That's the backup running back Marcus Jones coming in and getting his first carry, and that'll keep the sticks moving for the Talons.
Marcus Jones, another free agent acquisition from last season. Kind of surprised to see him in there at this point, considering Swift hasn't had that much volume so far.
Duty with plenty of time, has to get rid of the football. He's going to go end zone, a little bit too deep for the intended target, incomplete. And I'll stop the clock at 2:41, 2nd down.
That's Isaiah Taylor. It looked like Isaiah Taylor was going for the field level sweeps instead of the football, running out of the end zone. Duty waited just a little too long to uncork that.
Duty making some adjustments at the line, goes play action, pressure in his face, and he had no shot. Both QB and Murdoch were right there in his lap. 3 sacks tonight for Rip QB.
And some of these plays where QB is just going to get loose, and Duty's just got to get rid of this football. And QB just drops it back on the logo. You can forget about a field goal if your defense is pounding you and putting you on the logo. That's another great game-changing sack from Rip QB.
So now it's going to be 3rd and forever. Duty, blitz coming. He's going to throw far sideline and a little bit too much intended for Freddie Grady. It's going to be 4th and 20, and Dallas is going to have to punt in this situation.
That is tough. Duty maybe with some antsy feet there. Not a great look. Grady can't do too much with that throw. And now Miami's going to get a bite at the apple here with just under 2 minutes to play and 2 timeouts.
And again, another wonky punt here for Dallas this time, as Trey Strong knocks that one off the side of his foot. So it'll be at the 27-yard line. 2-minute warning at 1:58 here. As Crone goes back to work, then finds his target, Tiberius Bovine, for the first time. As that's Antoine Hurd, the other tight end, who gets his first catch. Clock continuing to roll.
Yeah, Antoine Hurd was a depth play for Miami in the offseason, and Dallas was actually trying to get a hold of him too, but Miami had a chance to grab him first.
Throws wide open, man. Terrell Cooper gets the catch and the first down.
Nice of Terrell Cooper to drop by. We've seen Buck Wild, we've seen the rookie Doc Holliday making catches. Terrell Cooper fighting for his touches in this Miami offense.
Only his 2nd catch on the evening. Crone quick fires one, finds a receiver, catch made, and yoinked down just before the line to gain. That's Holliday for a gain of 9.
That might have been a face mask on Dallas. You see Holliday going to the ground almost head first. I wonder if Dallas led him there illegally.
Crone going to check it down, finds Biletsky. That's going to be a first down. Moving deeper into Dallas territory, hasn't called a timeout yet. Still with 2 remaining.
And just take a second, Eric, and soak in the irony of Rob Crone looking like master and commander with the clock ticking down. Sharp contrast to how he looked earlier in this game.
Crone going to throw a deep shot. Catch made. That's Tiberius Bovine inside the 10-yard line. Goal to go. Miami calls timeout.
And with 29 seconds here, your playbook is almost wide open. You could take a sack. You don't want to, obviously. You could run the ball. You may not want to do that either. But there is no reason you shouldn't come away with at least 3 points here and take a serious stab at getting 7.
Crone takes the snap from the 8, throws a fade, and it's intercepted! Corey Foxworth goes up against Buck Wild and comes down with the pick. Huge turnover for the Talons.
Absolutely brutal. The one thing Rob Crone could not do after he marched his team down the field, doesn't have to force it here. There's no room. tries to get it to Buck Wild, but Corin Foxworth says, no, sir. He manages to outleap Wild and beat it to the point of attack. And that is taking points off the board for Miami. Huge play by Corin Foxworth.
And so now Dallas, an opportunity to get a bite at the apple, albeit maybe a little bit of a nibble with only 25 seconds left. Still all 3 timeouts. And they'll keep it on the ground here to Jaden Swift. Not a whole lot of urgency here for the Talons. They might just want to take this one to the half. Miami will get the second half kickoff.
Yeah, after watching Crone throw an interception, Cameron Duty might just be happy to take his 1-point lead into the locker room.
One more pass play as the clock hits 000. He's got a wide open man. It's caught Neil Rivers, and he couldn't stay on his feet. Huge play to end the half, but all for naught as the Talons go into the locker room with a 1-point advantage, up 7-6 over the Miami Pirates. Josh Circle, give me your thoughts on the first half, my friend.
Cameron Duty and Dallas very lucky to be taking a lead into the locker room, considering the pressure Cameron Duty's been under. 3 sacks from Rip Cubey, and 1, of course, from Dexter Murdoch, but it was this play, this long bomb to Freddie Grady, that has been the difference in the game so far, and that man, Rob Crone, still looking for answers as his team has yet to find the end zone tonight.
And Grant Hardaway actually was the defender who saved that long bomb at the end of the half to Neil Rivers from becoming another long touchdown for this Dallas passing attack. So instead, Miami just sitting a point back as they head into the half. They get first crack at the football here in the second half as we bring you back inside Talon Stadium here in Dallas. Eric Vincent alongside my good friend Josh Circle, and we've got lead co-founder Cameron Irvine back at VFN HQ. Robert Crone going to the empty to start things off on 1st and 10. He will find an open target in Bullet Biletsky, and that'll be a first down to start things off for the Pirates.
After that last drive where Crone marched his team down the field, got them to 1st and goal with 29 seconds remaining, you wonder if he's found a little bit of a rhythm here. He looks like he's picking up right where he left off before the interception to Foxworth.
Play action. Crone fires wide open man. Catch made by Cooper as they are deep into Dallas territory. Mark him down at the 33 after a gain of 30.
And Terrell Cooper maybe has been the most explosive, Buck Wild notwithstanding, on one particular play. But Terrell Cooper seems to be doing the most to get separation from his defender and find the football.
And he got separation early off of Devon Palmer. A good throw by Crone to keep Jordan Palmer, the free safety, from creeping over and making a play on that one. Back to the ground game. Biletsky off tackle. Going to get about 5, bringing up second down.
And the interception, sorry, Eric, was so crucial because Miami did have a chance to kick the go-ahead field goal and take the lead in this game. They didn't do it there. They're going to try and do it here.
2nd and 2. Crone. Hitch route. Completion. Wow. The rookie holds on through contact with a linebacker and a corner in coverage as we get a look at Crone's numbers, over 200 yards and a pick.
Yeah, very early, one drive into the second half to be over 200 yards passing. But you're seeing a little bit of peer pressure here between Buck Wild and Doc Holliday making that fantastic catch in traffic. And, of course, Terrell Cooper. Each of these guys pushing each other to make the big play whenever the ball finally does come their way.
Scotty Scruggs lurking on defense there as Crone goes back to the air. He's going to throw end zone, and it's deflected, knocked away. Guess who? Corin Foxworth, who had the pick to end the half.
Foxworth having a monster game. And it looked like Buck Wild was just sitting there waiting for that football until Foxworth came and swatted it away.
Biletsky, clear path. He'll get about 6. Make it 5, 3rd and 5 coming up.
I don't think it's a terrible idea if you just want to run Biletsky up the middle here on 3rd and 5. There is a chance he can get it, but there's 0 chance of an interception, and you give it Sawatsky a chance to take the lead.
lot of guys in the box for Dallas on defense. Crone trying to be patient, going to check it down along the far sideline. The catch is made by Holiday, but it's only for a couple of yards before Scruggs shoved him out. It's going to be a 4th down and another field goal attempt for Miami.
Yeah, and Crone deciding to put the ball in the air, taking a chance, but not a huge chance. Holiday coming up with the catch. You get your guy one more touch. And what really should be a low leverage situation, I kind of, the heart skipped a beat a little bit when I saw Crone drop back to pass. But they are going to be kicking a field goal here for the lead.
27 yards. Field goal number 3 by Sawatsky is good. So 33 and 9 off the board here for your bingo cards.
And Miami's first lead of the night, and it couldn't have come at a better time. And now Cameron Duty, who's been running for his life of late, thanks to the efforts of Rip Cubey and Dexter Murdoch, will now have to find a way to get his offense going. And as we said before, if it wasn't for just one play, Dallas could very well be trailing by more than 2 points here.
And once again, as a reminder, folks, any bingo numbers called here tonight, they will carry over to our second coast-to-coast matchup coming up with Michael Truillo and John Warren at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Michael Truillo working late. Love to see
I know. Yeah, I know, right? The fact that he's still around. He's you know, famous Bethune-Cookman guy. Still just looking out for the little people. We love it.
Love Truillo so much. It's going to be an outstanding game to call as well.
Yes, most definitely. Look. Miami with a 2-point advantage as we've got Duty completing a pass there for 8 yards and bring up 2nd down.
Freddie Grady once again pacing the effort of this Dallas offense. Cameron Duty needs to find another guy to step up.
Ooh, what a hit there. Murdoch getting in for the TFL on Jaden Swift. He'll lose a yard, 3rd and 3.
Dexter Murdoch is really upset about the way Rip Kubi's playing and trying to get some of that for himself, but he has been almost unblockable. The way that he's been getting penetration into that offensive backfield is not something that should be happening, especially after you've had a chance to make adjustments at the half.
3rd and 3, Duty retreating, trying to set up a screen, nothing doing. Stop made in the backfield by Devon Etuk. 3rd tackle on the day, 4th down upcoming.
And I love the play call there, and everybody bid on it, but Etuk still kept his sights on Marcus Jones. And when Jones finally did get the football, Etuk is right there, and Jones has nowhere to go except off the field to let the punt team come on.
Another punt from Trey Strong. This one a much better punt. Deep punt all the way back to the 10-yard line. Return will bring it out to the 20 by Doc Holliday. And Miami will take a crack at the football while having the lead for the first time.
But I feel like Miami, more so than Dallas at least, has really settled into a rhythm here. Crone going through his reads. I know he had the interception at the end of the first half, but we're seeing a much more confident Rob Crone than we saw at the start of the game.
The ground game with Biletsky bottled up near the middle of the field. And he'll get a carry of about 5, bringing up 2nd down.
See the graphic there for Dallas. They've allowed 250 yards already, 210 through the air. It's very uncharacteristic for this unit.
Biletsky trying to find a little bit of room at all, and they were just crashing from all around him. Foxworth and Scruggs combined on the stop, 3rd and 6.
Warren Foxworth might end up driving the team bus back to the hotel. He's literally done everything tonight. He's been defending the pass and now steps up to stop the run, getting a hat on Biletsky. And you see he had a little bit of help there. Darrell Lawrence on the scene as well. But Warren Foxworth having a monster game, and then we got to jump.
That's not going to help things at all. False start on Miami. That'll back them up. It'll be 3rd and long now.
First accepted penalty of the game. And a
Been
rare
pretty
miscue
clean game
so far.
3rd and 11, Crone. Clean pocket, steps up, fires, wide open receiver. It's the rookie Holiday as he gets ushered out of bounds along the Miami sideline.
I've really enjoyed watching Doc Holliday play, and as a piece of this wide receiver unit. And he looks like he belongs right in there with Terrell Cooper and Buck Wild as well. Makes a great catch, stops at the sideline, tries to find a way to get extra yards. And Corin Foxworth and a gaggle of others almost sitting there watching the efforts of Doc Holliday.
A lot of bodies in the box. Play action for Crone. Throws near sideline. Catch made. First down yardage and more. Tiberius Bovine with his second catch of the evening. Another first down for Miami.
And Dallas knew the assignment. They knew they were getting the best offense in the UFL in their building. And this is why. It doesn't matter if it's Bovine or Buck Wild or Cooper or Biletsky. They can attack you with anybody from anywhere. And the Dallas defense is learning that the hard way right now.
Going with the heavy set here on 1st and 10 from the 45. Biletsky runs into a couple talent defenders. It's going to be a gain of a couple. 2nd down.
And not a great night in terms of average for Biletsky so far, but he's really keeping this Dallas defense honest. And they are not, defenders are not able to go after Crone the way Miami's defenders have been able to go after Cameron Duty.
Biletsky has been running hard all night long. I mean, every time he touches the ball, he is fighting for every opportunity to get any sort of yardage. He just hasn't gotten the yards per carry that we're used to seeing from him.
And there's DJ Kilgannon finally making a play, a free agent from Los Angeles. And Dallas is very happy to end up with him on the edge. And I'm a little surprised we hadn't called his name before just now.
Quiet evening for him thus far, but a 3rd and 9 now after that big play by Kilgannon. Crone throws near sideline, catch made. It's Holiday again, and another first down for the Pirates.
And this Dallas defense certainly on their heels at this point. Miami in rhythm. Rob Crone throwing the ball well. The Miami offensive line holding up very well. And that is about as well as you could throw that ball to the sideline. And you can see they got the matchup they wanted. Elijah Blade just cannot get over there in time.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. Rush in. Big rip.
Crone on 1st and 10, 7-step drop, good pocket, throws, catch, Holiday again in the middle of the field. He only catches first downs, Josh.
And a little surprised that Holiday's on the field with 12 personnel. The only 2 wide receivers on the field. And Holiday was one of them, which means either Buck Wild or Terrell Cooper. I didn't see which. It would have been Wild because Terrell Cooper just ran across your screen. Wild sitting the bench while letting Doc Holliday do some of the dirty work over the middle. And now all 3 wide receivers back in the game, Eric.
1st and 10, Biletsky. Again, not a whole lot of room to operate. Gets to the 2nd level, and that is about it. 2nd down.
And this has been all Miami so far this drive. And Dallas, whatever stymies they've been able to muster have been fleeting, typically followed by a large Miami gain.
See if they get it here on this 2nd down. Crone gonna check down a short one to Bovine. He'll make it a 3rd and 5 coming up from the 11.
And you almost hate to say it, but I think Miami would be very happy with another field goal here. They are going 4 wide. Let's see what they decide to do here on 3rd and 5.
Play action. Crone, end zone, catch!
Got it.
Touchdown, Terrell Cooper!
Miami at long last finds the end zone. Terrell Cooper is there. A great ball thrown into a tight window by Rob Crone. The massive humanity there. Who wants it? Looked like it might have been intended for Buck Wild, but Terrell Cooper got there first. They're literally fighting over the football in Miami.
Extra points gonna be up and through from Sawatsky. 16-7. Now the score as we get more bingo numbers off the board. And folks, next week on UFL Coast to Coast, San Diego travels east to take on New York. Then Dakota goes west to battle Salt Lake. Monday night in primetime, a rematch of last season's wildcard matchup, Austin at Los Angeles. That's next week in the UFL Spotlight.
I feel like now that the league has gone from 32 teams to 16 teams and all those players have been reallocated on the teams that are participating this season, every team is just loaded and every game is just loaded. Every schedule night is loaded. Every gauntlet is loaded. It just feels like a much more dense, much more delicious brand of football.
I tend to agree as we get a return out almost to the 30-yard line as we get your updated bingo numbers there on the screen. Had a nice mix of numbers here that we've gotten tonight. And Freddie Grady, he's got good numbers as well. 4 catches, 101 yards and a touchdown for him tonight, including that 69-yard deep bomb to open up the scoring for this game. Dallas looking to respond, now down 2 possessions, and Jaden Swift will barely get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think the front 4 of this Miami defense is just the story of the game right now, especially with QB and Murdoch just setting the edge. There's just nowhere for Dallas to go.
They have been absolute animals, and there you go, work in the middle of the field. Wasn't either of those two, but it was Robert Crone, who's kind of been lost in the wash a little bit between the 2 edges tonight.
Gator.
His play brings up a 3rd and 7 now for Duty.
Here we
Pressure
go.
coming in his face again, and down he goes again.
Oh, wow.
Rip QB, 4 sacks tonight.
You can't stop him, and you can't contain him. And Cameron Duty can't seem to get the ball out. He knows he's coming. He's coming to get you, Cameron. You got to throw it away. Just nowhere to go. And this is going to be a long night for Cameron Duty if he doesn't start taking some incompletions here and spare himself the agony of the thrust from Rick QB.
QB with 11 sacks on the year last year. He's got 4 in 1 game tonight. Unbelievable performance from Rip QB as Holiday gets spun around near the 15-yard line, marking at the 16. We'll have time for one more play before we hit the end of 3. And it'll be a carry for Bullet. Biletsky slips the initial contact and signs up to the defender. He's out in open space. He is getting chased by Scruggs and Foxworth. I don't think anyone's going to catch him. Say bye-bye. Off to the crib. Touchdown, Bullet Biletsky.
Bye-bye, Biletsky. Running down the field. And Cord Foxworth can't catch him. Not even Cord Foxworth could save you now, Dallas. And Biletsky just making defenders miss and finally gets free. You see the tackle attempted there by Justin Barnett, and another tackle missed. And Foxworth can't get to him in time, and Biletsky is gonzo.
Ready to break.
84-yard touchdown run for the esteemed running back in the Miami backfield. The Pirates will go for 2. Little hitch route looking for Wild, and that is incomplete. 2-point conversion, no good. But a huge run to close things out in the 3rd quarter of play. 22-7 the score as Miami has opened up the scoring here in Dallas. You're watching the UFL Coast to Coast on BFN. Eric Vincent alongside my good friend Josh Circle here in the broadcast booth in Dallas, and the hometown Talons are taking a beating through three quarters here. Still a 2-possession game, still an opportunity to get themselves back in it, but right now it is all Miami.
It's been all Miami. The front 4 for this Miami Pirates defense has been firing on all cylinders. The Miami offense is finally in rhythm, and a variety of weapons have been in use from quarterback Rob Crone, who has marched down the field on more than one occasion, starting with the end of the first half, which ended unfortunately. Since then, he has been stellar, and his teammates have been stellar right along with him.
We're going to kneel down, and the ball brought out to the 25-yard line for Dallas. Folks, we know following the UFL action every weekend can be daunting. The best place to catch anything you missed is UFL This Week, debuting every Tuesday on VFN, giving each and every game the highlight recap you deserve. Catch the first UFL This Week this Tuesday on the Virtual Football Network. Duty back to the air, finds Lockley. He had a big catch, a couple big catches in the first quarter of play, but he's been quiet ever since, Josh.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like Duty has been going back to him, although I think he's been waiting for Lockley routes to develop while he's been getting pummeled into the turf by Rip Cuby and Dexter Murdoch.
Fresh set of downs for the Talons. Duty back to the air. Trying to utilize that timer in his noggin and gets rid of the football before he faces any duress from the Miami front four.
That's what we need to see, especially when Miami's able to get pressure with just 4 guys. It doesn't look like they're deciding to blitz much here. They've been that successful by getting to Cameron Duty.
Duty on second down, pressure coming, gets rid of it, and throws an interception! Great pick by Darby Graham Jr. as he gets the turnover from Miami, and great field position at the 42 of Dallas.
And that is bad news for Cameron Duty in Dallas. And you see the pressure coming. That's Rip Cuby coming, looking for another slice of pie. And Duty, maybe not the best throw that he wanted. Credit to Darby Graham Jr. for stepping right in front of that ball in the nick of time. And that is a huge turnover, the first of the game for Dallas.
And Bullet finally getting up to that yards per carry number that we're used to seeing, 7.2 on the evening after that long 84-yard touchdown rumble. Just a possession to go. He gets the first play from scrimmage on this drive, and it goes for maybe a couple.
You know, Dallas has been dodging bullets all night, and it looked like one finally caught them in the chest. And if Rob Crone is able to come away with any points here, it might be time to bag it.
Biletsky with another carry, gets close to the line to gain, and we'll see if that bullet ends up being a mere flesh wound, or it might be night-night for Dallas.
Credit where it's due. Miami opening their season on the road, understood they had unfinished business this season, the way they ended their season last year. Coming in and making a statement so far. This has been fun to watch.
And Biletsky ends up moving the sticks, keeping the clock moving and keeping the sticks moving. Over 150 yards and a touchdown tonight.
And we were just talking about how his totals weren't so great. Of course, a 84-yard touchdown run at the end of the third quarter will bump those numbers right back up, putting him over 100 yards and now over 150 yards. And Biletsky just showing why he's one of the best. An integral piece of this Miami offense.
Miami trying to open a can on the hometown Dallas Talons, keeping it on the ground for a gain of 4 to Bullet.
And you don't want to say that this was Miami's game to lose, Eric, but it really felt like once the offense got themselves into rhythm, it was going to be up to Dallas to find a way to stop them.
It certainly looked that way here in the second half as Crone goes to the air, finds an open receiver, and a face mask to boot. Buck Wild with the catch.
Maybe half the distance, and another first and goal here for the Pirates. Oh, wow. Not say it ain't so, Corin. I feel like the wheels are just falling off the wagon here for the Talons.
The football gods giveth and they taketh away, and that's what we're seeing right now with this Talons team. Is you're right, Josh. It just seems that the wheels are falling off. First and goal for Miami. Check down throw to Biletsky. Looks like the catch was made, but it's going to be a loss. Second and goal.
And another questionable throw, at least from the decision standpoint, from Rob Crone at the goal line. He's going under center here for second down. I wonder if the handcuffs have been put on Rob Crone from the sideline.
Actually, that was incomplete, so Bullet getting a carry now this time. This time he will lose a yard, and it'll be third and goal.
And a field goal here makes it 25-7, which is 3 scores plus. Not a lot Dallas will be able to do at that point with as much time as we have remaining in the game.
Not the way that Dallas's offense has kind of looked, at least in this second half of play. thrown to the air on 3rd down. Looking. He's going to check one down, and it's going to be short of the goal line. Bovine made the catch, but he got maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and goal, and we will see that field goal attempt here for Sawatsky.
And that completion puts Rob Crone at 300 yards on the number. And I think, you know, despite the objective of coming into Dallas and getting a win, you want to keep your receivers happy. Then we may get another look at that as we see the review. But I think he's done a nice job of distributing the football tonight.
22-yard field goal attempt here for Sawatsky. And he adds field goal number 4 to make it 25-7. So 22 and 25 coming off the board for your bingo cards. And folks, for everything UFL, visit the official league website at UFL.football to claim a player, learn more about the league, catch up on news and features, and dive into the leaderboards. UFL.football in partnership with Sidearm Sports.
We are having so much fun over here, and you really need to find a way to be a part of it. So do that.
Absolutely. I mean, what other football matchup can you watch and you got bingo going on at the same time? I mean, come on. How much fun is that?
Ridiculous. We shouldn't be allowed to have this much fun.
I know. Although, your words, not mine, we're required to have fun.
We are required by law to have fun.
There you go.
Something that we do.
Every single time. A lot of good bingo numbers, and once again, those do carry over to our next matchup on UFL Coast to Coast. That'll be Salt Lake and Phoenix. That'll be a great matchup. That'll be coming up with Michael Churillo and John Warren at the bottom of the hour, so 7:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Central.
And, of course, Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, St. Louis taking on the defending champs, the Dakota Rhinos. We've got a very qualified individual doing play-by-play for that game.
There's a pick 6. Micah Steiner gets revenge for the deep ball earlier in the game. Pick 6 for the Pirates.
You see Cameron Duty just trying to make something happen, trying to find his guy, looking for Marcus Jones. And Micah Steiner just says, thanks for the laughs. Another great job jumping in front of that route. And Steiner just could have walked into the end zone if he wanted to.
I think that can has officially been opened at this point with 7:39 to go here in the 4th. Sawatsky adds the extra point to make it 32-7.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, I really don't know what else to say. If Dallas had, it almost feels like they didn't have a chance in this game. The way Miami came in, and we were talking a little bit at the open about how different not only these two teams, but also all 16 teams around the league, just because the league is so much more dense now with the players, the better players coming from those 16 teams not participating and joining the 16 that are. And now you almost have a league that we almost don't recognize. The talent level is so high. And Miami has perhaps demonstrated that talent was not allocated equally. And they're taking the defending conference champions basically to the woodshed.
And it's funny because, you know, it does seem now, especially with, you know, the league in the format that it is for this second season of play, that you don't get any free games. I mean, every game you have to bring your absolute best effort. Otherwise, we see what we're looking at right now with Dallas. I mean, it was a close contest in the first half, and then Miami just opened it up, and we're seeing reasons like this. Steiner's got another one. Bye-bye. Touchdown, Miami.
Stop, Micah Steiner. They're already dead. Unbelievable. And dude, he just cannot get out of his own way. Looked like the same route, except this time it's Neil Rivers. And Micah Steiner just playing that hook zone, and the ball comes right to him again, and he jumps the route again. And once again, could have walked in there, maybe 25 yards to the end zone before finding his second touchdown of the game.
And now league co-founder Cameron Irvine gonna have to go back to BFN HQ, and he's punching numbers right now. He's trying to figure out, okay, which ones we got here, and he's still missing 32 on there. No, 32 was called earlier. Sorry, I was calling him out for no reason. Sorry, Cam.
I mean, it's a tough job over there.
It's a tough job with those bingo numbers, man. Absolutely it is. And it's hard to keep up when you got the same guy getting back-to-back pick sixes on back-to-back drives.
For every single thing you see Cameron Irvine doing, there are 6 things that he's doing that you do not see.
Facts. Absolute 100% facts. Which, by the way, if this is how the rest of the season is going to go with week 1, oh my goodness. I mean, we've got a hell of a season in store for you guys.
It just feels like every game is going to be Christmas. You unwrap it, you have no idea what's going to be there.
Come on, man. Let's go.
And now Cameron, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Judge.
No, I was just going to say, as we review the numbers here, you notice they left the interceptions off that graphic. Probably a humane thing to do at this point. And Cameron Duty, he's got 7.5 minutes of this. He's going to have to find some momentum here and find a way to get.
He's completely off kilter off of that pass.
He's not the only one.
So we get a look at Miami's upcoming schedule. They're going to have the Chippers, who looked very, very good today in their win in the game day gauntlet, coming up next, followed by a trip to New York as Duty resets, throws over to Neil Rivers, catch made, and we might get a face mask on that.
Personal foul, face mask.
Yes, it is. And Micah Steiner, who thought his face was probably a football and tried to run off with it.
You know, that's probably what happened.
We'd have to ask Micah Steiner at the end of the game, but I'm just going to roll with that.
Going no huddle, Duty with a completion over the middle, first down for the Talons. Respectable numbers if you want to take those interceptions off the board.
Yeah, the 2 interceptions are just glaring, and like we said, Cameron Duty struggled to find a rhythm over the course of this game once the Miami pass rush got going.
Check down there, and another face mask. This time on Marcus Jones with the catch there, and another 15 yards for Dallas.
That's Jaquelin Roberts
Automatic first
coming
down.
off the bench, trying to get a little PT for himself.
On the ball. On the ball.
That's not a good way to keep yourself on the field, Jaquelin.
Duty back to the air, first down, pressure in his face. Murdoch gets another one. 3 sacks for Murdoch, who had 9 a season ago. He's got 3 tonight.
I'm running out of places on my stat sheet to write down all these sacks.
Hurry, hurry.
Murdoch and Rip Cubey together, a force for danger as far as Dallas is concerned.
2nd and 16. Duty finds Lockley, shoestring tackle from Darby Graham Jr., who had the first interception off of Duty. It's going to be a 1st and goal.
And now Duty with a chance to put some good things on tape here as they get prepared for next week.
From the 8, Duty throws, end
There it
zone,
is.
catch made, touchdown Grady, his 2nd of the evening.
You know, Freddie Grady just is a consistent performer, over 100 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. But if you talk to him after the game, he's going to be upset about how his team performed as a whole and wondering if he couldn't have done more despite everything he's accomplished for this team so far tonight.
Extra point by Ruth, up and good. 14 off the board, 8 off the board. We got more numbers coming your way. More opportunities for bingo, more money out of the co-founders' pockets. Get excited.
Hey, Eric,
Yes, sir.
are you playing bingo while you're calling the game?
I am not. No, I can multitask with the best of them, but I can't multitask that well. I did get a double bingo during the gauntlet, though, which was exciting.
That is awesome. So maybe it's a good thing that you're not playing so everybody else has a chance.
Exactly. You know, give everybody else a chance to win. You know, some opportunities to boost those stats, all that good stuff as Biletsky gets another run. He's up to 171 yards. Unreal.
That's boosting your stats. And this is not a slouch defense. Look at it, just shifting left and right. I mean, these folks are exhausted on the Dallas side of the field. And that picture just says it all right there. Cameron Duty felt like he had it in the palm of his hand, but maybe he never did.
Continuing to roll here as Miami content to just bleed this away. Tackle in the middle of the field by Derek Marsh. As they'll continue to allow this thing to just tick, tick, tick. Miami, man, what a second half. I mean, because this was a close game at the end of one, and then the Pirates just turned it on here in half number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm kind of stunned that
there.
Biletsky's still in the game at this point, unless they're trying to get him to 200.
Maybe that's what the end goal is here, because he had a slow first half, and now, whew, the floodgates have opened, and he is just 11 yards off of 200.
There's the loneliest man in Dallas right now. Camera duty, looking under the bench, trying to find something that'll get his team into next week.
Plenty of opportunities upcoming for the Talons, but this one will definitely hurt, especially at home, as Biletsky gets close to the first down. He'll get another 8, make it 9, and just a few yards away from hitting the 200-yard mark.
So some people might think this is rubbing it in, but let me give you an argument. This is a guy in Biletsky that has done all the work, and now he finally has a chance to reap some of that reward. It looks like it's finally coming out, and they brought in Lamont Bourne in his place.
Bourne with his first carry there, and I think you're right. They're getting closer to that 2-minute warning mark, and they're thinking maybe they've had enough.
506 yards of total offense for this Miami Pirates outfit that marched into the stadium of the Great East Conference champs in week 1. You have no idea what you're looking at with your new players, with their new players, and they just found a way to get it going.
Another carry for Bourne is he'll get another few, bring it up a 2nd and 2, and that's a great point, Josh. I mean, Dallas went all the way to the championship game. Great East Conference champion, was a quarter away from winning the whole darn thing. And Miami marches in here into their house and just takes full advantage of it. 30 runs, 30 passes for Miami, complete balanced attack, and Biletsky just pouring it on here in the second half.
And Biletsky back in the game does get 202 yards as we hit the 2-minute warning.
That's a lot of 2s. Go ahead and get your 2s up in the chat. Let's go ahead and do that. You're watching UFL Coast to Coast on BFN.
Is 2 off the bingo card yet? Because it should be.
It should be. You know, we might as well throw a bonus number in there if poor Cameron Irvine hasn't thrown too much money out of his pocket. And Buck Wild is padding the stats as he gets his first touchdown of the new campaign.
Unbelievable. That feels a little uncouth at that point. You've been running the ball, and then Buck Wild, well, he's matched up against Marsh. I mean, Derek Marsh, why is he covering the number 1 receiver in this offense? It doesn't make any sense at all. I almost feel like Rob Crow should have thrown that ball as a punishment. There's just no way to behave.
Extra point up and good. Buzzard, I'm glad you asked. Yes, we do have another game coming up. It's going to be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here. Same bat time, same bat channel. It's going to be the Salt Lake Hornets taking on the Phoenix Skyhawks. That'll be a Western matchup that you do not want to miss.
I love that we have the East Coast and the West Coast here. You know, you miss the first game, you could slide in there and got a whole new game just waiting for you.
And look at all those bingo numbers. Just a fantastic game tonight.
That's a lot of bingo numbers. I feel like there's some bingo game out there that has like no numbers at all because we've stolen all of them from them.
No kidding, right? It certainly feels that way at this point, although there were certainly some last season that, it was just that type of game where you didn't get any of the numbers and you're like, man, what do I got to do to buy a bingo here, And here we are, just a couple of segments into our fresh season. And we've got bingo numbers galore. Duty trying to save face a little bit, finds Lockley. And upcoming for Dallas, they're going to have to travel over to Sin City to take on the Devils before returning home to take on the Wichita Flyers. 2 tough games. And then, oh, by the way, you got to travel to the champs in a championship rematch against the Rhinos. as Duty continuing to get harassed, this time on a safety blitz from Jaquaylin Roberts.
And I think Dallas is going to be okay. I think that, week to week, we see a lot of variance in this league. And obviously a very talented team, very great quarterback. And maybe this just wasn't their night.
And, there's something to be said for that as we get a completion there out towards the far sideline by Taylor, who's been productive tonight. Sometimes, some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield. And unfortunately, tonight, Dallas was definitely the bug, and the windshield's name was Miami.
But after the Dakota game, I saw that they're going to play St. Louis as well, and that's going to be a tough out for them as well.
Whew. Tough schedule for Dallas.
Very much so.
Watch the screen.
Taylor got out of bounds. That froze the clock at 1:11. Duty quick fires one, finds Taylor once more. Going to be a fresh set of downs. Clock will continue to run as Duty is up over 300 yards passing.
Talking about St. Louis again. We mentioned the additions Miami's had, but St. Louis, they reloaded in a serious way on defense. And we will see them in action tomorrow night.
We will indeed, as Dallas trying to get another completion here, this time to Rivers. Football jarred loose. Clock will freeze at 45 seconds. That's right, we got 2 different Monday night games coming up between the SFL and the UFL. Cannot wait for that.
It's a cornucopia of football.
It's the best way to put it. Duty. Gonna be in trouble here soon. Gotta get rid of it. He does. Sliding grab made by Lockley. And it's going to be just shy of the line to gain.
Loving the feet, trying to make something happen. Avoided contact.
Duty 3rd and inches, almost throws another pick. He's thrown 3 tonight, 2 of the pick 6 variety, and almost had a 4th right there.
I don't know if they're going to go for it here, but I would not fault them if they did. Tough decision there, throwing into double coverage. There's nowhere to go with that ball. I know you're trying to find your guy, but he is locked down. That's Dellins Collins.
Ready? 90 Wolf.
And just nowhere to go. And I like the call here to go for it on 4th.
I like it as well. Go ahead and get some momentum going into next week as you take on Vegas. Duty going to find Lockley. That'll move the sticks, but I don't know if they're going to have enough time to run one more play before the clock will expire. 10-second runoff, I should say, for every no-huddle play, and that is going to do it here from Texas. Miami comes into the house of the Great East champion Dallas Talons and takes them down 46-14. Micah Steiner, 2 pick sixes, your player of the game. Josh Circle, your final thoughts on the evening, my friend.
Congratulations to the Miami Pirates. Your defense is outstanding. Your offense is outstanding. You are officially the front runner for the UFL 2026 championship. I pity the team that's going to have to play these guys next week. They looked outstanding.
They truly did. Tons of numbers, over 500 yards of total offense, 8.6 yards per play, 3 takeaways. They dominated every facet of the ball game and really took over here in the second half. Well, folks, on behalf of my partner, Josh Circle, lead co-founder Cameron Irvine back at BFN HQ, my name is Eric Vinson. Be sure to check out our website, UFL.football, for all the information on our great league here in the UFL. And don't forget, we got more UFL Coast to Coast coming up right at the bottom of the hour, right before we reset everything. It's going to be Salt Lake. It's going to be Phoenix in a great West Conference matchup. It had half as much fun as I did. I had twice as much fun as you. We'll see you next time.
Welcome to Phoenix. It's Skyhawk territory. They look to fly high above the competition after a playoff berth last year. But they'll be competing with the Salt Lake team that had the best record in the regular season last season. And they beat them in the first round of the playoffs. Although this Salt Lake team did not eventually reach their goals and fell in the second round to LA. Can Phoenix right the ship? Can Salt Lake run it back? We'll find out as opening day of UFL Season 2 concludes from Phoenix, Arizona right now. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Torello. Happy to have your company. John Warren joins me from the broadcast booth. Cameron Irvine is our benevolent overlord as always. John, this one should be a fun one. Two teams that haven't changed a lot in the offseason. Salt Lake had good reason to run it back. Phoenix trusting the process.
Yeah, these were two teams in the mix, but Phoenix is really reloaded on offense. Quarterback Joe Tillo's got a murderous row of options to go to. Salt Lake's lost some pieces, but they were in the mix too. They want to run it back this year and actually make some noise in the playoffs.
Jay Carter on first down to the near side, and it's caught for first down yardage. And Salt Lake immediately moves the chains. Jay Carter returns from a season ago for Salt Lake. They'll fake the handoff. Carter, the southpaw, has all kinds of time against the four-man rush. Working back to